Hi everyone, Justine here, and it's Therapy Thursday. I am a doer. I imagine that most of you can probably guess that by how much I've had going on this year. I have been spending the last week or so, and probably will spend the rest of this month, doing a lot of being, which is not really how it works. Being. Like drinking my coffee in the morning without my phone, without a book, without a song playing, just drinking my coffee. I've been doing a lot of work with Cassandra, my coach, on this process of surrender and trust and letting go, in what is like co-creation and receiving the glory of all the work that I've done this year, kind of. But more so really changing my definition of the word hustle and my relationship with it. Because I have worked harder than I have ever worked my entire life this last year. And yet it was work that was different than any other year of my life, especially since Ever Upward came out. It was work that filled my soul. It was work that served the world. And it didn't feel like a hustle, especially most of the time. So now I'm finding myself kind of resting and reading and painting and waiting as I wait for my TED Talks to come out and things like that. And so I had a session with Cassandra yesterday, and I had an assignment that I kind of blocked out from the week before. And she asked me to write a letter to myself about what I was willing to release and change. And I had a lot of things come up that I knew that were there, and yet came up in a way that had never come up before. I know you've heard me talk a lot about that I am enough. You are enough. And that I struggle with my enoughness on a daily basis. And it's really attached to my shame stories that I make up. TED Talk coming soon on that. And just like that shame shitstorm story that I make up. And mine really can be triggered a lot with not being a mother, with not being successful enough, especially despite how hard I work. And my shame shitstorm story always goes to that you don't matter, you're invisible, no one cares, you're not enough. And so as I was doing this letter, and some of it was kind of like a written prayer, because I believe in God and Jesus, and the words that came out on the page just really surprised me. I kind of realized that despite all of the faith work I have done in the last year especially, and the coaching work that I have done in the last year, and how much I've changed in the last year, I have a significant part of my story from when I was very, very young that no matter how right or wrong it is, I have felt like I have had to perform or help or do or even be pitied to receive love. And even in my faith, as much as it's grown in this last year, even Christ died for me, I don't have to do anything but receive his gift of grace. I am enough. I, in so many ways, still had those old archetypes, old shame stories, whatever you want to call them, whatever therapeutic background you come from, or coach background you come from, or personal development, whatever you want to call it. I literally in this wrote, I've had to perform, struggle, help, do, and be pitied to receive love, to be enough, to be loved enough. And I am done. I am laying it down once and for all because I matter. I forgive myself for believing these lies. I let them go because I am enough. So my question today for you for Therapy Thursday: what old stories are you holding on to? What things do you think you're needing to do to be loved, to matter, to be enough? And do this assignment that Cassandra, LifeWorth, I will tag her in the comments, gave me. What are you willing to release to finally receive all the glory, His glory, your glory that He has meant for you. I'm scared as hell. I'm not going to say that this last week, especially of doing a whole lot of being, it's like super uncomfortable, and I'm scared shitless, and my to-do list isn't very long, which feels really weird, and I feel like it could all collapse at any moment. And what if none of it succeeds because I took this break? And because of that, I know that's from fear and scarcity and doubt and the wrong definition of hustle, not this wholehearted hustle, not His enoughness, my enoughness. So I'm going to be, and I'm going to trust it because I'm enough. And so are you. Make it a great day, and I'll see you next week.